Welcome back to Crystal Clear. I'm Fox, and during this Steven Universe hiatus, Cartoon Network has blessed us with a brand new experience. The new mobile game, Steven Universe Phantom Fable. I actually find it very enjoyable. It has interesting gameplay mechanics that takes full advantage of the touchscreen and even introduces us to some new locations. Alright, now this video isn't sponsored, but this game is only $3 per purchase. Again, I'm playing through it right now and I'm pleasantly surprised, especially since this game just came out of nowhere. Now the highlight of this game for many seems to be not just the return of old homeworld gems like the Ruby Squad, but brand new gems, which we're going to run down through the ones that stand out. Now I will be getting into plot details of this game, so spoiler warning if you don't want to be spoiled. I suppose you can play the game then come back here. Alright, the basic premise of this game is as follows. It seems to take place towards the end of Season 4. Like the video game Save the Light, Steven wishes to learn more about gem history, stories about the gems, more of their adventures, because he feels as if they don't really tell him that much about their past. So Lion coughs up a magic book that is seemingly alive. When he shows the gems, Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl are absorbed into the book, and in order to free them, Steven has to collect and relive stories. This takes us to some of the new gems we meet. So let's start with Lonely Pearl. This cream-colored pearl has been separated from her owner, lost and confused. And you may be wondering, why would anyone abandon this sweet little pearl? Or you may be wondering, what do you mean it's cream color? It's definitely this specific shade. And like, okay, I'm sorry, my apologies. But the reason why this pearl is abandoned is because her master believed that the pearl ratted her out to Homeworld on an unapproved experiment she was conducting. So she was left behind. You encounter Lonely Pearl when retrieving our pearl, as the Lonely Pearl is wandering the environment, remarking, "You said you'd come back to me. I've lost track of how long ago that was." Now something I actually adore about this game is that the bosses of an environment echo the themes and character arcs behind the gems we all know and love. Garnet goes up against the Ruby Fusion, who openly express their discomfort when they're all fused together, which contrasts with Garnet's entire existence, being composed of two gems who love being fused together. We'll touch on Amethyst boss in a second, as it's one of the new gems we meet, but for Pearl, Lonely Pearl could echo her thoughts and feelings towards Rose, how Pearl kind of felt left behind, how she thought her and Rose would always be together, and that clearly wasn't the case. This Pearl also has shape-shifting down pretty well, or is corrupted, as she transforms into a giant moth you combat before she disappears from the story entirely. All I can say is pray for Lonely Pearl. But let's move on to Blue Quartz, or potentially an Ice Quartz. This quartz appears as an enemy in the Delta Kindergarten, a lower temperature, icy kindergarten where Steven and Connie travel within the stories to retrieve Amethyst. Aside from being a common enemy in this area, Ice Quartz doesn't do much to impact the story, though they do have an icy spear. Yeah, they're pretty neat. But this takes us to the boss of Amethyst's area, Eyeball Jasper. The big bad of the Delta Kindergarten, Eyeball Jasper is similar to the one we're familiar with, except the placement of her gem is in one of her eyes, similar to Eyeball Ruby. Also, the shape of her gemstone is much similar to the Jaspers at the zoo, instead of the more diamond cut our Jasper has. Amethyst, being reminded of the Jasper we know, provokes this Jasper into battle. Afterwards, Amethyst states she just wanted to prove to herself that Jasper had no power over her, which ties everything back into Amethyst's arc very well. Considering that was one of my favorite plot lines in the show, I was more than happy to see that return here. Last but not least, moving on from Eyeball Jasper, we have Fable, the main antagonist of the game. Fable rears her head at the climax after taking over Lion and kidnapping Greg, which gives us all Blue Diamond flashbacks. Fable is a physical manifestation of the book, who wants companionship in her own twisted way, offering to write stories for her and the Crystal Gems to play in. And by play, I definitely mean live in for the rest of their lives, including a story where Rose lives and coexists with Steven. Steven argues with Fable that the story wouldn't be real. It's not the right thing to do. It's just Fable implementing her power and not letting go. However, after a very ominous hint, it turns out everyone has been in the book the entire time. All of this has been a story orchestrated by Fable. Well, long story short, no pun intended, she doesn't want Steven and friends to leave, a battle battle ensues, and as you've come to expect from Steven Universe, Steven finds a peaceful solution. To ensure Fable won't have to relive the same dark stories written in the book by Homeworld, Steven and Connie will write in the book about happy stories they lived, so Fable can experience those happy stories with them, giving this game a happy ending. Now, it doesn't look like Fable may be an actual gem of her own, unless the book is powered by the gem, as Garnet immediately tells Steven to find Lapis in the beginning of the game, which may mean that Lapis may have some knowledge of what this book exactly is. Similar to how she was powering the mirror, Lapis may have recognized a gem powering the book. But we see a silhouette of the gemstone's cut, and it is similar to a lapis lazuli. That doesn't mean this is a lapis lazuli, I doubt that's the case, but it's a mystery to keep you thinking. As always, this is where I turn the conversation over to you guys. What do you think? What was your favorite gem to come out of this game? Should we break down the entire game once I'm finished playing it? Let us know in the comments below, or tweet your thoughts at Roundtable Vids, and for more of my own thoughts, you can find me at OshrickVox. We're also on Instagram. Help the Roundtable grow by either becoming a member of this channel or supporting us over at Patreon. Link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please throw it a like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. OshrickVox out.